Hi there, I am Tanvir. Welcome to Best T-shirt Designs. So today I am going to make a tutorial that is going to be a mechanical T-shirt design. So for this design, this is going to be the text. I am using this text, and these are the fonts I will be using. And these are some graphics I took from FreePic. So I will use them in my this design. And to practice this design, you can easily download them from our Facebook group, or I will just add them in the description of this video. So you will get this package. You can just download this one and start practicing. So these are all from FreePic. Some of them are premium, some of them are free. So you can just use them to practice your design. You should not be selling these to any website like Microstock sites. So for the fonts here, I will add these fonts too in the design file. So I hope that will be helpful. Okay, so for starting this design, I am going to start with the text placement first. So I am going to use a layout where I will keep it like this, like 3 or 4 lines on the top part of the design and 4 lines here. So in the middle, I will use some graphics to make my design. And for selecting the fonts, we should look for a focus text here. So what is the focus text of this design? It's the text is here, the mastering. So I'm going to use this one, the mastering. This is going to be the first focus text of this design. And then another focus text will be this one, the mechanic, because this is the profession name. Now with a design like this, you can make 1000 designs from this single one. How can you do that? So this mechanic will change every time, and you can replace it with any profession you want. You can make it like a carpenter, you can make it like a firefighter, you can make it like a doctor. And the graphics you will be using in the center, you need to change that too. So if you are using a firefighter design, if you are using a firefighter text here, then the graphics will be related to firefighting, and everything else will remain the same. So this is the interesting one. I'm going to select this one, then I am going to make it in this font. This is not a, the reason I am choosing a font like this is because this is going to be a really bold design. So mechanic is a very tough and rough profession, so I need to use some tough looking fonts too. So I am going to use this one here, and I am going to make it all caps, so it is going to look something like this. There are no shortcuts to mastering my craft. Okay, so my craft here, I'm going to use this font. For this one, I will maybe use this one. And then again, I'm going to use this one for my that part of the text. I'm going to select this one, and then this is going to be the final part. So I'm going to use it like this. Now, this is the rough idea of the design, and I'm going to make some graphics for my this one. So as you can see, we have some graphics here which is very much related to mechanical or the profession mechanic. It is going to be all about the mechanic profession, so I am going to use some graphics like that. So we can make something like this, a plug with wings. That is a really good idea to start the design. So I am going to select this one, and then I am going to place my wings just like this. But it is going to be looking a very similar to that graphic we have here. So to remove that same look, we can simply add some other elements to this design. So maybe like this one, then Control C, Control F, that is going to paste in front, and Control R. Okay, so let me show my mouse clicks. So now you will be able to see whatever I am pressing. I am going to place this one here, but I will just make it on top of everything. So this is how it is looking. I am going to select everything, then align them in the center position, and as you can see, this is how it is going to be. So this is going to be the part of the graphic, the center graphic we have here. And then I'm going to use this ribbon here to place it kind of like this. I'm going to make it a bit bigger, this ribbon. I'm going to make it a little bit overlapping with the plug there, that is the spark plug. So I'm going to make a copy of this and make it look like this. So let's place everything in the center position. That is fine. I'm going to select this one, Okay, so I'm going to make it a little bit smaller so that it looks kind of like that, but in this area I'm going to place it like this. So this part of this of the ribbon is not necessary. My main text will be here on this area, so I can make the overlapping there, no problem at all. Also for this one I can simply bring it down like this, and this is not very important area. This is going to be the text area, so I can place it here. Let's try to place our text. So there is no shortcut to mastering my craft. So my craft I can place it like this. Okay, so this one, it takes years, so I'm going to place that text to this ribbon. For doing that we need to do some modifications here. As you can see, in this font the space between the words are a bit bigger than as it should be. So I'm going to press shift T. Shift T is for touch type tool. I'm going to bring this closer to the other words. I'm going to do it 2 times, and this is how it is going to look, and that is fine. So I have another text here on this one. I will do the same thing here. And that is good. So let's keep it here. I don't need this one. Okay, so for placing a text along the ribbon, there is two way you can do that. So first option is, okay, let me just select everything from here. I'm going to make it lock. So when it's locked, I cannot select them, so nothing will be changed inside them. I can easily work here. So I am taking my curvature tool to create a line like this, just like this, and it is in fill color right now. I can press shift X. Shift X will make it a stroke. Now I will be I am going to select this text from here. I am going to select that path, then I am going to take type on a path tool. So with type on a path tool, I am going to click on this anchor point at the very left one, and here I am going to press Ctrl V. So Ctrl V will paste my text, but as you can see, it is not fitting in the text in the ribbon, so we need to make it smaller. Something like this will work for us. Now this is not perfectly aligning with the ribbon, so we need to change the baseline. For doing that, I am going to go to type on a path options, and from here I will change the baseline to center. Align to path, I will make it center, and if I turn the preview one, you will be able to see how it is going to look, and then click OK. That's fine. Maybe I will make it a little bit bigger, not that much, just like this. Now it is going to align with my ribbon, and this is looking good, so that's fine. Let's keep it there. So there is no shortcut to mastering my craft. I'm going to place it something like this. There is no shortcut to. I'm going to place this one, and then my craft, I'm going to place it here. So it's good. I'm going to break this text, and then if I select it, I can apply an effect on that. And for placing my craft text here, I need a little bit of space here. So for that, I'm going to go to effect, wrap, and then arc lower. So arc lower is looking like this, but this is not how I want it, because it is 50% right now. So if I bring it down, that means if I go to negative direction like -10% or -20%, that is going to give me this look. So -10% or maybe 15% will be okay. That is fine. Now I'm going to bring this down just like this. So as you can see, now I have a little bit more space than how it was before. So I'm going to select this one and expand it. So now I can simply place my text here, my craft. Okay, so maybe I have this area here. So let's go to wrap again. Then I'm going to place arch effect on my craft, just to match it with the curvature of our ribbon here. So I can bring it down just like this. So as you can see, this is how it is looking, and that is not bad at all. So it takes years of blood, sweat, and tears. I need this text to place here, and we can do that same thing again. Just take our curvature tool. You can take pen tool, you can take brush tool, whatever feels easy for you. Take that, make a line like this. That's what I need. Cut this one, select this text, type on a path tool, place it here and press Ctrl V. So this is how it is going to look, and here I'm going to just change the baseline. I'm using shortcut this time to center, and this is going to look like this. Blood, sweat and tears. I'll just make it a little bit center. So as you can see, this is how it is looking, and before you earn the right to be called. Okay, so this text is really important one, so I'll just place something else there. Before you earn to be called a mechanic, something like this. Okay, so as you can see, I have this ribbon here. I can place anything I want, and I wanted to place a semi-long text, not too long like this one, because that will make the text look really small and that can be hard to read, and I don't want that. So for fixing that, before you earn, so if I take this part of my text, I'm going to place it here, and then I'm going to select this one, cut it, I'm going to paste it here. And now as you can see, I have two different fonts, but don't worry, if I select this one and press I for my eyedropper and click on this part of the font, it is going to select all of it. I'm going to press Shift T again to bring this close to the text. So something like this. This is how it is going to look. I will place it a little bit smaller in size. I am going to place the mechanic text here. So let's align it with the mastering text. Okay, so as you can see, my ribbon is going outside of the mastering text area. So I see a lot of designs where beginners make this mistake. So this is my main design. Okay, so this should be, let me show you. So this is the wide of my design. Nothing should go outside of this area. Why? Because this is the main text area. If I make anything go outside that text area, that will just make my design look wider. Because as you can see, this part is going out of my design area, but that is not any important part. So I can simply remove that, or what I can do, I can ungroup it all just like this. Okay, so go to object, unlock all, this alt control 2, but why it is not working? Okay, now it is working. So I'm going to select all of it, make it a group, then I'm going to select this text and then click on that again to make that the key object. Now if I try to align, it is going to align with that text. So as you can see, now everything stays inside this shape, and that is really cool. So here I am going to place this one in this area, that is good, and this one I will place in this area. So for doing that, I can simply bring this on here. I can make it rotate like this. Don't worry about the text position, we will fix that in a bit. So this much is fine. I'm going to cut this text and I'm going to place it here. So it should be in this font, that will give it the same good look. So for doing that, I need to make modifications here. Don't worry, it is the same thing. Shift T. Now I will cut it and I will just paste it here. As you can see, this is how it is looking. It is not looking very good, or it is not matching the direction it should be. So with this center anchor point here or handle here, I can simply change the direction of the text. As you can see, this is really easy. So now it is going to look good or look better like this. Okay, so this is how it is going to be. This is the main part of the design, that is fine. So right to be called a mechanic. So in this area, we applied the effect of arc lower. So we can do the same for this area too. So for this text, I am going to go to effect wrap, and then I am going to apply the opposite, which is arc upper. So this time I will go again in the negative direction, just like this, maybe 15%, the same amount I did for the last one, and then I will make it bigger, just like this. then I will place my text here. So this one I will make it in this font. As you can see, this font is now very close to each other because we did the modification. So I am going to retype that, remove this one. I'm going to place it here, and as it is already decided, I'm going to place them in the center and break the font, and here I will place it just like this, and then I will apply effect, which is the arch effect, and in the negative direction it is going to match with the arc of my other text. Okay, so as you can see, this is how it is looking, but don't worry, we applied effect, so you can simply select them and expand them. That will make them solid shapes and we can move them. And the right to be called a, okay, so you can make it same size bigger because this text is important to be able to read. Okay, so this is how it is looking. Right to be called a mechanic, that part of the text is done. So for this one, blood, sweat and tears, I can simply place it in the center somewhere. I have to place it in the center somewhere. So how can we do that, or what else we can do? So in this area we can place our text, and we can add some more elements if you want from the graphics bundle here. As you can see, this is a graphic. Maybe we have some flags here, but this is not about a racing design, so I am not going to use this race flag here. So I can simply use another tool which a mechanic use, something like this, and that is usable because this is related to our this design. Okay, so as you can see, this is going behind my this group, so I am going to select this one, or maybe select this one, right click, arrange, and then bring to front. That is going to bring it to the front, just like this. Maybe I will just place it like this, or I can simply bring it here. Maybe I will align it with this to range here, so something like this. And this group I'm going to bring it upper in this position. So here I will place my text. So okay, let me just make it a group so that I don't lose the position. That is fine. And here I'm going to do some effect. I'm going to place it. Okay, let's not worry about the text, the graphic right now. Let's focus on the text. So just like this. Then I'm going to make a offset path. So offset path is going to be kind of like this, 30%. Then another offset path with another 30%. Okay, so sorry, I need to make it a bit bigger. I'm going to select this one, maybe make it 40 point, 40 pixel, and then make it another one. Make another one with the same 40 pixel. So here I will select this middle circle, and I will take my type on a path tool. I will click here, and then I will type flat sweat. I'm going to change the baseline to center. Don't worry, whatever is going on here, we can change the color to see what is going on or whatever we are working on. So from here I am going to change the direction in this position, then I will make it center align. So as you can see, there is a little problem, which is this comma is coming down here, and that is not where I want it. So I can simply change the position of it. This is may not look like a very appropriate way, but this will make my design look better. And now I will be able to make my bold text a little bit bolder than how it was. So this is how it is looking. Blood sweat. I am going to make a copy of this text, and I am going to change the direction to something like in this area. And blood, sweat and tears. So this is what I wanted. This is how I wanted it to be. Now for this one, I am going to select this group. Okay. Okay, so as you can see, this is how it is looking right now, and this is going to be the final position of my everything, my design here. So I will just make sure that it is aligning with the rest of it. It's fine. Maybe I will make it same size bigger as the other one. This is really important because if you are making a design where the text is not readable, then no matter how good your graphics is looking, it is not going to make sale. Because if people cannot read your text, then they are not going to buy it. So that is the simple. That is simple. So in this one, in this position, they are looking good. Now I need to make the modifications. So as you can see, this one is making a bit overlap here. So in this one, I will make the same overlapping, just like this in this area. And then I have this space. I'm going to bring up my text just like this. So there are no shortcuts to mastery my craft. Text there some sweat and tears before you can. Okay, so this is fine. Now we need to make everything look crystal clear. So let's start that process. So this is my ribbon here. I am going to make this wings overlap that ribbon. So in this area my wings are important, not this ribbon, but in this area ribbon is important. So I am going to select the wings here. I am going to make an offset path. I use the shortcut to make the offset path. So you can go to object path and object path. So this is how it is going to be. Let's click OK. And now I am going to press Ctrl X, selecting this ribbon, open transparency for it, and then here press Ctrl F. So this is how it is looking. Just click on this merge and unite. So merge unite will make it look like this. You have to make sure that everything is complete blank, and you can check it from here too. That is fine. So as you can see, this is how it is looking. My ribbon is now visible on top of the wings are now visible on top of the ribbon. That is fine. That is how I wanted it. So from here I can simply come out from the transparency. I'm going to select, so let's keep it as it is for now. Selecting this ribbon, I'm going to make that same offset path. Click OK, cut it. Now I'm going to make this three a group. Ctrl G, open transparency for them. Okay, sorry, I need to take this one too inside the group. You can see it here. Make it a group. Open transparency, press Ctrl F here. So Ctrl F is going to make it look like this. Here merge, unite, and of course make sure it is black, not white. So as you can see, this is how it is going to be. That is fine. So I'm going to select this spark plug here. I'm going to make an offset path for it. I'm going to select, okay, so I am going to make this to a group. Open transparency, press Ctrl F here, and here I'm going to merge, unite, and then make sure it is black. So this is how it is going to look. I'm going to select this ribbon again, and here I'm going to press Ctrl F again, which is going to be for the spark plug, and this is now white. Make sure it is black. So as you can see, this is how it is going to look. That much is, this is good to go. Let's work on this center position here. So here I want to make sure that everything is crystal clear and visible. So I am going to make this one a bit smaller here so that it fits inside this ellipse group here. Here I am going to make an offset path for it. I am going to select this wings group first, paste it here, merge, unite, make sure it is black. That is good. Copy this. Now I am going to select this spark plug, open transparency, Ctrl F. Again I am going to select this range group. So for this one I will do some other tricks. So what is that? I am going to select this range group. I want to make it visible from this end. So I want to make sure that it is visible from both sides. So I will just bring another copy here. I'm going to align them in the center position just like this. Then I'm going to, okay, so we can do that in another way, which is going to be very interesting. So let's ungroup it, delete it. I'm going to change the direction of it just to make sure it is straight enough, and that is good. So I'm going to select my direct selection tool and I'm going to make it longer, just like this. So as you can see, this is not real looking, but it will look good because the way we will use it, it is going to be really good. So that is a bit, that is too much longer than how I want it. So maybe this will work. Need to make sure that it is going to fit inside the area. So I'm going to place it kind of this, like this. And then this is our center text. So if I select any of it, we can simply align it in the center. Control C, Control C, Control F, Control R. Control R is for reflection, for reflected. Okay, so let's try it again. I'm going to make it look like this, and then Control C, Control F, Control R. So Control R is my shortcut for reflect. If you don't have the shortcut set, you have to right click, transform, and reflect. So this is how it is going to be. You can make it a bit bigger if you want. Then I'm going to select the text here and make it center. So as you can see, this is how it is going to look, and that is fine. So I'm going to select this one, this two. I'm going to make the offset path, cut it. Now I'm going to select this part of the ribbon, merge, unite, make it black, and then once it is black, we can simply copy this shape. Okay, now I can select this wings group. I can place it like this. This is how it is going to be, and then that is fine. Let's just keep it like this. So as you can see, this is how it is looking, but in this area that is looking like the ranges are too long. So I want this area to be, I want to hide this area. So for doing that, I need to select this two, make it a group, and open transparency for them. Here I will take my ellipse tool to make a ellipse, just like this. So if the ellipse is in black color, it is going to hide those area of this rails. So that is fine. Now it is not looking good because we placed that inside the wings. So select the wings. I'm going to delete this two inside the wing. And as you can see, this is how it is looking. That is good. So this is the area, and it is almost done. Just to need to hide this part. So I'm going to select this range group again, and I'm going to make it like this. That is how it is. Okay, so maybe I will not do that. So let's try something else. So I'm going to select this group, and then I will double click to isolate it. Now here I am going to take my line tool so that I can draw some lines like this. Make sure it is same size as the stroke, and from here I'll bring this to this side, line it with the center position. That is good. Let's group it, select any of the ellipse and make it in the center. So this is how it is going to be. I'm going to select this one. I'm going to bring this down, reflect it, and then make it align with that too. So this is how it is looking, but I want it to be a bit different in this area here. So let's try putting them like this. Just how my ranges are aligned. So that is good. I'll remove this one. Bring it here. Okay, so as you can see, this is not looking very much centered. So for fixing that, I am selecting this one, and I will align this position to the exactly center position here. Like this is the center. Now I can simply bring this a bit closer, maybe 1 time or 2 time again for this side. So this is how it is going to be. Now I need to select everything from here except these two text. You can select it here. Okay, so let me just place it here. Select everything. You can see whatever is selected here. Now press shift to click on this. You can see that is deselected. If I click on this one, that is also going to be deselected. Now only the ellipse and these lines are selected. I'm going to press shift M for shape builder tool, and here I will just remove these parts because I don't want this area. Okay, so this is how it is going to look. Maybe I will need that those areas. So let's go back in this. So as you can see, I will keep this inside shape, inside ellipse, because from there we remove the area of the range. So let's keep the inside ellipse and remove the outside one, just like this. So this is how it is going to look. We need to make some changes or make some fixing here. So for doing that, I will just select this to text and lock them. So object lock selection. So as you can see, these text are now selected and I can simply work freely. So using direct selection tool, I'm going to select this area. I'm pressing Ctrl J for join, or you can simply select right click and join. That is going to join those areas, just like this. So as you can see, this is how it is looking, and that is fine. So this is how my design is looking right now, and I need to make sure that everything else inside this area is going to be okay. So we made this text lock, we need to unlock them. So go to an object and unlock all. Now my text is unlocked. Okay, now here I need to hide this area to make my text visible. So for doing that, first of all, I'm going to go inside this wings, inside the transparency, and here I'm going to take my pen tool. You can use any tool you want. You can use brush tool, you can use pencil tool, whatever you like. Just make sure to make a shape like this. So as you can see, this is my shape, and this is making the wings hide from this area. So I'm going to select that. I'm going to copy this. Okay, so in this area, that is not really necessary, but let's not make it. So this is how it is looking. I'm going to copy this one. Then I will select this spark plug, go inside the transparency, and then press Ctrl F here. So Ctrl F is going to place that, and my text is now completely visible. That is what I wanted. So from here, for this area of the spark plug, I need to draw that shape again, but only for this area. Just make sure you are staying inside these black lines here, this black stroke here. So as you can see, this is now visible. So that is good. Now this is how it is looking. We can simply select it, this to text, change the colors to black. So everything is now in black color. So as you can see, this is how it is looking. We have some extra areas in our design like this one, and from here. So we can add some shapes there if you want. We can add some other tools related to mechanical profession. So let's try this kind of silhouette images. Let's copy them. Okay, so we didn't use this one, so we can use this. Just to fill this area here, I'm going to place it like this. Then another one. It's good. Group it. I'm going to select the mastering text as the key object to align my object with it. With that, that is fine. So with this one, I can simply make it like, okay, we have that shape here. It Okay, that we already used. So let's use a star here just to make this area, fill this area, nothing else. This is not important. You don't need to do this, but I don't like to keep a space empty. So that is it. and here inside this, in this center position, we can simply use another tool if you want. Maybe, okay, let's try this plug here, grouping it. Now, if I want to add this in the center position in this area, how can I do that? I applied so much effect inside the ranges here. So I need to do that again, or there is one more way which is going to be really easy. That is, whenever we apply anything to any transparent group or anything, when we apply transparency to any group, we can simply select or copy other elements, paste them inside that group, and that effect is going to automatically apply to that. So in this group, this range group, we applied this circle here. So if I double click to come inside this group, and here I am going to press Ctrl F, that is going to paste those two pistons here, and as you can see, that effect is already applied to this one too, this group too. So this is how it is looking. It's been a while I made this kind of designs, so I wanted to make one like just like working like old days. So I hope it will help you. And this is not finished yet. I am going to add some effect to our this text. So for doing that, I am going to select this text here, and I am going to make it a little bit smaller in size, just a bit. Then I am going to make it a stroke. So make sure that it is almost touching the outside area, that is fine. So you need to check that if those strokes are being a bit bolder or bit bigger, so it is going to fill the details of our design, and this is how it is looking, that is fine. So I'm going to select this one, copy them, Ctrl C. Now pressing Ctrl B. So I have two shapes here, as I placed one in the background and that one is selected. So I'm going to press Shift X here. So Shift X is going to make that in fill color again. How it was, if I change the color, you will be able to see. So as you can see, this is the stroke one, this one, and then this is the fill one. So I need to do the same thing for this text also. I'm going to select this one. I'm going to make it this stroke, and I will make sure that everything stays inside the shape here, that is fine. Now again Ctrl C, Ctrl B, Shift X to change the color. So this is how it is going to look. Now I'm going to select this one, this text here, and I'm going to, okay, let's make a half tone first. So I'm going to create a rectangle like this. I'm going to apply this gradient effect on it. I'm going to make it look kind of this. So this is how I want it. Go to effect, distort, and then, okay, so that is under pixelate, and in pixelate you will get the color halftone option here, and you need to do some changes here. So let's say maximum radius is 8, channel is, I'm going to make it 50, everything I'm going to keep 50 and click OK. So this is going to be a bit smaller than how I wanted. So let's do it again, color halftone. Now this time I'm going to change the radius to 15 and see, okay, so this much is going to be fine for me, as you can see. Okay, so maybe that is also to be a little bit smaller. So let's try 25, and this much is good. So this is how I wanted it to be. Now it is fine. I'm going to go to object and then rasterize. So I can rasterize that, or let's not do that. So this is how it is looking. Now I'm going to select this one. I'm going to place it here, just like this. Okay, so as you can see, this is how it is looking. Nothing to worry about. I'm going to just cut it, selecting this group, this red text one, then open transparency, and here press Ctrl F. So whenever we apply anything inside the transparency, if that is black, that area is going to hide. If that is white, that area is going to stay visible. So as you can see, all that those black dots are now become transparent. We can see the background white color through them. So that is what I wanted. Let's copy this one. then selecting this one, and here I am going to open the transparency and press Ctrl V here. Then I'll change the direction of it. I will place it something like this, just like this. So I can do it like this, or I can apply that effect on it, wrap, and then arch is going to make it look like this, but I don't think that is looking good. So let's just keep it simple. So this is how it is looking. Maybe we should make this part a bit taller, match the other side of the text. That is good. So this is how it is looking. I'm going to select this red shape here, change the color to black. So as you can see, this is how it is looking. This is our final design, and I am satisfied with the position of it right now as it is looking. Let's make it a group. I'm going to color this design now. So I'm going to change the, I'm going to make a copy of it. This is the original one. If I want to edit something, I can do that. So in this one, I'm going to expand everything first. So go to expand object and expand appearance, then go to object again and expand. So that is going to expand everything inside that design, like the strokes, the fonts, everything is now broken. They are now expanded. So they are now simple shapes. So I'm going to make it a group. Now I need to make sure one thing, that everything black is completely black. So taking my magic wand tool to click on a black, and if it is selecting everything, then it is good. But as you can see, it is not selecting my wings because that is a different black. So press shift and click on this wing. Now everything is now complete. It's selected. I can change the colors. So as you can see, now everything is in black. So this is how I wanted this to be. Now I am going to take a background for my this design. Let's put it in black color so that we can see. So as you can see, this is how it is looking, and there are some areas that you need to fix, like the wings here. We need to fix that, and some other elements. So starting, I'm going to select everything red here. I'm going to turn into black. So this is how it is looking. So some of the areas should be white now, like these areas should be white. So let's make them white. So that is making this, make that white too. So this is how it is going to look. This one, everything else which is not, which should not be black, should be white, right? So this is fine. That was easy. For this one, I'm going to make it white. That is also easy. So everything is looking good except my these wings here. That is, we need to change. So I'm selecting the wings here, and here inside the wings where I can select them individually. So here I will make a rectangle like this. I'm going to make it white. Right click, arrange, send to back. Now I'm going to press Ctrl A to select all. That means the wings and the shape only. Now press Shift M for shape builder tool and press Alt to erase the extra part. So as you can see, whatever we placed inside that wings, that effect is still on, and we added a new black white layer. So this is how it is going to look. So yeah, that is fine for us. So as you can see, this is how our final design is looking. That is really cool. So if I want to change the color now, I can simply select everything in black with magic wand tool. Then I can change it to any color I want, and it is going to be a one color design. Very simple and easy. So that's it for this video. I hope it was helpful. I will attach the files as I showed in the beginning. You will be able to practice it. You can make this design exactly how it is, and you can post it in our group so that I can review it, or I can see if you are making any mistakes in the making of this design. So that will be really helpful. So thank you for watching this video. Have a great time, guys.